how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you've spent some time recently scrolling through listings online, looking at lake homes, you probably noticed something. The listings tell you the basics, but they never tell you what it's actually like to live on Lake Thunderbird. And that's where buyers are really missing out because this lake has its kind of own rhythm, personality, and a few quirks locals know by heart. Today the curtain gets pulled back, and by the end of this video you'll know the things websites can't tell you and why Lake Thunderbird is one of the most special spots in Cherokee Village. Most online listings will tell you the lake is 264 acres. It's great for boating and fishing and kayaking. I've said the same thing myself, and it's all true. But unlike many other lakes, Lake Thunderbird is known for its clarity and depth in certain areas, and it is fed by creeks that run throughout Cherokee Village. This isn't just a great lake for power boats, it's also great for paddleboarding, wakeboarding, and especially fishing, especially in the coves. So we know which part of the lakes are best for the calm morning kayak versus which area gets the busiest boat traffic on a Saturday afternoon. So understanding that water's personality is the key to enjoying your time here. Whether you're a serious swimmer, just want to float peacefully, or are looking to buy a home. Let's talk about that fishing. You don't need secret GPS coordinates to know this lake is stocked with bluegill, crappie, and catfish. What you need is to understand the seasonal patterns. Of course, in the spring, you'll find great success in the shallow coves because the water is just starting to warm up and they're looking for that sun. But when it does warm up in the summertime, you need to be looking in deeper waters, especially around structures that are buried underneath, because they're wanting to get away from that heat. And we know the late fall is often the best time for trophy fish as they feed aggressively because it is starting to get colder. Especially want to focus on the areas where there's probably branches or trees or rock piles and maybe even drop-offs where it really suddenly gets deeper. That's then generally the best place to be looking for those great spots to be fishing. We even put Christmas trees in the water. We don't get a whole lot because a lot of people don't get real trees anymore. We put those in the water. And if you're just wanting to see the fish, a great place to go is to the marina. They have a little spot cut into their building where you can pick up fishing supplies and get gas, or you can actually feed the catfish and the turtles and you get a great chance to see what they look like. So how do you actually get your boat in the water once you get to Lake Thunderbird? If you're a property owner and a lakefront property owner, your access is usually excellent because you can go right off your dock. Or maybe you're hoping for that if you're buying a lakefront home. Now for other property owners or guests to Cherokee Village, you would want to know about the public access points like the marinas, and there's also plenty of park-like areas throughout Cherokee Village where you could put a smaller boat in like a kayak or a canoe. But if you are going to put any type of boat on the water, you're going to make sure that you check with SID before you do that to get a permit for your boat. Now, like some other private lakes, Thunderbird does offer that boat ramp right at the marina where you can put your boat in. It's also where you can feed the fish, and it's also a place where you can actually dock your boat for a small fee and rent a space there so you don't have to take it in and out every time you want to use it. You want to make sure that you follow those local regulations because we do have lake safety that comes out. Make sure you have the equipment, make sure you have that permit for your boat. All boats that go on the water do need to be registered, even if it's a canoe or a kayak. It's much less than a speedboat, but you still need it. Now the larger boats that you put on the water, they're going to need to have proof of insurance and registration since they are actually a motor boat. And every lake here does have its own boat launch where you can put your boat in because they're all separate lakes except Sequoia and Thunderbird, you can go through the canal. But everyone else has their own place, and you have those boat rental spots not only on Lake Thunderbird but also on Lake Sequoia and Lake Omaha. So you can dock your boat in a couple different places if you don't have a dock at your home. Every lake has its favorite hangout spots, but Thunderbird has a few tucked away corners that only long-timers know about. Places where you can slip away from the weekend traffic, where you can toss out a fishing line and feel like you're the only one on the water. These quiet pockets are part of the charm, especially for people looking for that peaceful, small town lifestyle that we have here in Cherokee Village. Now online, you're not going to be able to see those secret hideaway spots under amenities, but those little corners often end up being the buyer's favorite thing after moving in. Now Lake Thunderbird is kind of shaped like a horseshoe with a couple pieces off of it. And so the best places to go is those little coves. Those areas are going to be no wake areas, so it's a great place for people to anchor their boats and they can swim or fish. Or lots of times I'll see boaters and fishermen go right along the edge with their trolling motor, even in and out of docks, so they can get real close to the shore and be able to fish that way. And they're going to go in and out of the coves as well. But I'm sure as a fisherman, you're aware that you're going to want to go early in the morning, late at night, when the traffic is not so busy on the main part of the lake. Now, online photos of Lake Thunderbird are going to be kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they're taken on those unlucky days after a storm rolls through. So locals know that the lake's true complexion shifts with the seasons. It's going to be clearer in the cooler months just because there's not that much traffic, but during the more active, busy summer stretch, it's going to be a little bit cloudier. There's a natural beauty here that pictures really can't capture. The shoreline is full of wildlife, and if you look closely, you'll spot turtles sunning themselves. They have a lot of bridges throughout homes on the Lake Thunderbird where you can see those turtles sunning themselves. And we actually have a crane that also finds itself on Lake Thunderbird. It actually goes from Thunderbird and Omaha, I believe. And the occasional otter around the banks. You're also going to see groundhogs and plenty of deer. And really interesting, the first time I've ever heard of this, I saw a video recently that showed a herd of deer swimming across the lake. I've never seen that before. Could have been AI, but it was from a reliable source, so I think it was true. But you are definitely going to find a lot of wildlife on Lake Thunderbird because there is still some lots that are not developed, and often across the street from the lake there's not developed lots, so there's plenty of places for the wildlife to live. This is a lake with a lot of energy, especially in the summer. Online listings won't tell you which areas tend to be busier on the weekend, which coves stay quiet, even when the lake is hopping. So if you're dreaming of that peaceful kayaking morning, or if tubing with the kids is more your speed, those patterns matter. Locals learn the rhythm of the lake, and knowing it can help you choose a perfect spot that matches the way you want to live. Now, because Lake Thunderbird does have those coves, you can still enjoy the quiet parts of the lake, but if you really want a quiet lake that you never really ever plan to be speedboating or tubing or skiing, then you might want to look at some of the smaller lakes like Lake Sequoia or Lake Navajo that are no wake lakes where you can enjoy those more often throughout the year. People think the lake is just a body of water, but the truth is the entire community comes alive around it. Lake Thunderbird homeowners wave to each other from their docks, they organize boat cruises, they gather for lakefront cookouts, and there's a friendliness here that doesn't show up in the photos or the floor plans. And another great way to get together with your neighborhood friends and family is to hit up the local restaurants that are not far away, a few blocks away at Carol's Lakeview and also Falls Pizza. I've often seen people hook up their boats in the middle of the lake if they see their friend out there, just so they can talk some more while they're out on the lake and enjoy it some more. And before we go any further, if you love learning about Cherokee Village, lake living, or what it's really like to buy property here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next video. Now online, you're going to get one snapshot in time, maybe if you're lucky a video, but locals know every season brings something different to the lake. Spring is going to feel bright and energized, everything starts growing and the color starts coming back. And once you hit summer, it's really going to be buzzing with all the boats and the laughter and the activity on the lake. That's probably when you're going to see it the most, especially around the holidays like 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day. That's when the most activity is. You'd be surprised how much quieter it is the rest of the year. And of course, it will slow down once fall comes. It'll be very peaceful and so beautiful with the colors changing, especially if you get on the lake because it starts reflecting off the lake. And still in winter, it gives you that chance to really enjoy the quiet, and it can still give you a chance to own your lakefront home and the great views if you can stay nice and cozy inside. Hope you have a fireplace. Now, buying here means experiencing all 4 of these seasons, and each one has a charm all its own. When you're looking at listings online, you're getting stats and measurements and sometimes a handful of decent photos. But living on the lake is so much more. It's the sound of the wind through the trees, the sunset reflecting off the water, the rhythms of the wildlife, and those friendly waves from your neighbor as you cruise by. It's the little secrets of the lake you only learn once you're part of it. So if you're dreaming of a place that feels peaceful, welcoming, and connected to nature, Lake Thunderbird might be exactly what you've been looking for. And now you know what the listings leave out. If you ever want help finding the right spot on the lake, just reach out to me. In the meantime, check out our Cherokee Village Tours playlist so you can see some actual videos of our local lakes, neighborhoods, and homes. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.